show you. So what we've done is we've set this hole over the queen. She's in there, which I think you can see.
Very clearly.
I don't want to let her out. And I'm just going to drop her into the marking device. So what I do is I just put it in like that, make sure I kind of cover it, and then try to encourage her to go in. Let's see where she is. She's down at the bottom down here.
There she goes. She's walking. There she is.
She is. Okay. Then I cover it up. Now she's in there. Okay. Nice
Gentle.
fat queen, and then very gently I wait till she's in the right position, and then I trap her like that. She's fine because there's a
sponge underneath.
Sponge underneath, and then I make sure I can mark, and right on the thorax, nowhere else. You don't want to get it on her antenna, on her wings, anything else. I make a nice bright white dot, white for this year, and then I let her sit. So now that's got to dry. She's flapping her wings and she's walking around, and you just let her dry out in there. So, you know, I've never had a problem with queens being rejected when they come back to the hive, but I have had problems with the queens actually, that white dot wears off.
Okay.
So you'll see a queen occasionally with just the fringe of a white or whatever color that year was.
So we're using white for 2021.
Yes.
And next year we'll go to pink or blue or something else.
Or green.
So that we're,
Red, green, blue, yellow, and I can't remember the years.
All the colors of the rainbow. So there's our beautiful queen.
Yeah. And we've done our inspection, so we know that there's eggs and brood in here. The hive is healthy.
We're not treating for parasites because it's too warm.
Too hot for Formic Pro.
So while we're doing that, Marshall, you can go ahead and hold this right now. We're going to put this queen excluder back on after the queen's inside, and that way the box above will be just honey, no more brood above.
Take this.
So I'm going to get the bird comb down, and then I also want to put the bottom board back in. Now the reason why the bottom board didn't go back in is that it's warped.
Oh.
And I pulled it out with no smoker, no setup or anything. I was just pulling out to do an inspection of the bottom board. So I'm going to go ahead and smoke this a little more, and I'm going to go grab that bottom board and wrestle it back into place. Left it in the sun for a while, but it still doesn't want to flex back down.
Oh yeah.
The other one's a little warped, but not like this one.
I've never seen one quite that bad.
Yeah, in fact, it won't stay in the grooves. It's so warped. And there we go. Now hopefully it goes all the way in, and it's not. So I'm going to take off the back one.
You can leave it open this time of year. Just leave it in there like that.
Like that?
I would just leave it like that.
Okay, so I don't need to...
Then it gets a little bit more circulation,
Okay.
which is, when you have a hive that's this strong, they need a little bit of air this time of year. So, not a lot. Okay, so we're ready.
Put our girl back.
Put the queen back. And what I do is I make sure her legs aren't anywhere near the edge.
When you slide it open, you don't want to pinch anything. You don't want to pinch her wings or her legs.
So you can see her in there. Come on, girl. There she is. Okay, she's ready to go. Now she'll hopefully.
Now she likes her new home.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so tired of dealing with all those other bees.
Get her out here now. She's doesn't like the light.
And there she goes.
There she goes. Back to work.
Okay. So we're going to put
queen excluder.
Queen excluder on top of this. Just like that. And we only lost one to that. And it's backwards. Do you think that matters?
Not in this case.
Because we put in the queen excluder?
The brood chamber is like a chimney. So if you have all the brood off to one side, it could affect it. But at this time of year, everything's so warm, I wouldn't worry too much. And you want that brood to all hatch out anyway.
Right.
There's so many nurse bees in there, they'll take care of them. They're fine. But it's something to think about.
And removing all this propolis.
No, I wouldn't do that
Leave it?
because they'll just redo it.
Okay.
And that propolis
it's
is
wasted.
important to the hive. It's a disinfectant, so they're using it for a purpose. If you don't have a lot of excess, I never take that off because it seals the top, and the bees need that.
So we're done with this hive.
All right, sure.
And we'll look at the weather, track the weather, and I'm sliding this all the way forward so they can actually use those openings. See those cut openings right there?
Yeah.
Now, if I want it sealed, I simply slide this to the back. This is something a genius taught me.
No.
You know geniuses?
I do. I know one.
All right.
Okay. Do we want to do this one?
I need to. You can
need to
do
get
it.
going.
I need to keep going.
Okay. I'll do this one on my own then. And we're going to go do Marshall's too.
Oh, good.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Have
your
fun.
time. Thanks
Yeah.
for marking that queen.
Yeah, no problem.
That was fun.
And you got your stuff to treat. Again, it is important to treat this time of year, but the weather is just really difficult. So, given the strength of your hives and everything, we just look for that week when it's like less than 85, when we get a cold front coming in, and then put the one pad, wait 10 days, put the next pad in.
Okay. Got it.
All right. I'll take that tomato.
Please do. And thanks for the treatment pack. And thanks so much for your time and expertise.
And keep recording.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put some smoke on this one.
Okay. Let me get over on this side.
What's going on here? Did you forget?
Hive isn't big enough. See four now?
So this is the creation of a swarm.
Yeah, this looks
So we
like-
didn't see the queen when we were
No,
in there.
didn't, but what we may have done was just disturbed them enough. They're not interested in being in there anymore. I'm not sure why, and we can look and see, but if you look up,
This looks like more bees than there were ever in this hive.
let's look up here. You see all the bees around?
Yeah, they're swarming for
they're
sure.
swarming, and it's hard to tell where they're going. But you're right. It looks like
Well, almost every time they've come to either this olive tree or that olive tree.
yeah, they're leaving.
The grapes almost look like they're part of the swarm.
So she set off some sort of a pheromone saying that she doesn't want to be here
It's
anymore.
Usually, what this is kind of thing where they have decided they just don't like
This box.
This box, and so they're moving on. Now you see there's still the cloud out here, and they'll probably land someplace close by.
We're going to catch them and throw them right back in the box.
You know, that is the first time I've moved that end one in like a month. The last couple times I've gone in there, I've taken out the other two, but I've always left that one. That's the first time I disturbed that.
I don't recall seeing bees swarm just because of something where you do an inspection. This is an odd thing for me.
Yeah, it's funny because when we were sitting over there, I saw them starting. It wasn't as cloudy as this, so you can really see there's quite a cloud of them.
And they're looking for a place to land.
So
You know,
she's one of the bees in this group flying around, or
be.
she's already landed somewhere and they're trying to find her.
there's my level of experience is they will go find a place to land, and the queen will come out and meet them.
Okay.
Or they'll all do this, and then they'll say, oh, the queen's still in the hive, and they'll turn right around and you'll see the same activity at the entrance, except they're going back in. So it is very possible.
They poured out of there.
Yeah, and you can see it's, I think if we open the lid, what we would see is that they're just about empty inside. So let's do that.
Just about empty. No, they're still pretty.
There's some, but not a lot.
Oh, we pulled out those two frames.
That
I wonder if that has anything to do with it.
It might, but I shouldn't. It shouldn't.
She wasn't laying on those. They weren't using it for anything other than a little honey storage. Oh, one just went in with pollen on its legs. So
Well,
hopefully
the
they just
field-
reverse.
Well, the
Yeah,
field bees are still out.
yeah, they
You
don't
can
know
see
it's-
the swarms right there. They haven't left. Let's get out of the way. We'll discourage them from coming back.
Okay. I'm gonna put the treatment in the shed. I think I'll stop the video. We'll see what happens.